Welcome to another edition of the Instant Wrestling Report. Alongside my partners Quad, Robert, and Ryan, I'm your host J-Man. In this edition of the Instant Wrestling Report, we're going to do our 2011 TNA Victory Road review. Just getting off the air. Well, trust me, I have a lot to say towards the end of this card for sure. If you guys have seen it, obviously you know everything that happened involving about the end, but we're going to start at the beginning here. We had a street fight, I guess you could call it, no DQ kind of match. Starting out with Bully Ray versus Tommy Dreamer.
It started off like we all thought it was going to be a regular match at the beginning, and then they announced it was going to be no DQ, pinfalls anywhere. So pretty much giant street fight, ECW kind of feel to it with two vintage ECW wrestlers. Match was decent for the two guys that are in it.
Yeah.
I really didn't know what I was gonna.
Yeah, you're
be expecting.
Expect the same
That's
stuff.
That's probably the word I was looking for. The match ended with Devon coming out and 3D'ing Bubba with Tommy Dreamer, and then the kids came out. It was so confusing.
They basically used the kids as a decoy to get Devon in and 3D him, and that'll probably end up moving on.
And then one of the kids looked like he had broke his neck or something, a giant brace.
From back
it was an okay match. It was a okay way to start it. Glad it got it out of the way at the beginning.
Dreamer get the blow up doll.
Yeah, Dreamer getting
the blow up doll. Yeah,
a 69 smash. Woohoo!
All right,
let me see that puppet.
Moving on to the second match, we had the TNA Knockout Tag Titles on the line with champions Angelina and Winter versus Sarita and Rosita.
All four of these chicks look really hot. I just want to mention that. Winter even looked pretty hot. She had some one-piece thing going on. I don't know, but she was hot. But the match was pretty decent, actually. It was a lot better. I mean, the TNA has good women wrestlers, and they give them a little bit more time. I feel like they can do a little bit better. But Rosita and Sarita get the win on this. They won the titles. Got a little bit of shenanigans going on here and there, and kind of just a weird kind of win with Velvet coming out and just. I don't know. They're trying to build up like they're going to break up the beautiful people, and they're going to have a big old triangle deal going on with them. But it's good to see Sarita and Rosita got the titles. They deserve it. So.
Okay, moving on to the third match, we had a first blood match between Matt Morgan and Hernandez.
Yeah, we got former tag partners collide here. A little feud they've been going on. It started out pretty decent back and forth. I was figuring Morgan would win. Carbon footprint to the ring post or something like that would happen. They were going back and forth. You see Hernandez in the corner, like he's getting something. They keep zooming in on it.
It looked like he was going to cut himself.
Yeah,
it was really bad.
We should expect him to cut himself or whatever. He pulls out a bottle of looked like blood or something and sprays it on Morgan, and he calls for the referee.
Yeah, just kind of.
And the ref comes in, looks at Morgan, and calls it for the bell. Morgan just went ballistic at this point.
No, obviously be something moving on there.
Maybe
have a match of lockdown or something like that. Moving on to the fourth match, we had an Ultimate X match for the X title. A lot of expectations here. Being an Ultimate X match, usually a lot of them are really great. Some of the classics back around like the 04-05 time period where they had like the Sabins and the Kazes and the Shellys and the AJs and the Joe Daniels, kind of that stuff. Kind of a random mix of people here. We had Champion Kaz versus Robbie E and both Generation Me members, Max Buck and Jeremy Buck. A lot of great spots in here. Max and Jeremy really showing their athleticism. They're just absolutely amazing talents. Remembering if you ever seen the Young Bucks back in Ring Ladder, that's them. And they were just classic stuff. And the great moonsault spot to the outside ended up with Robbie bringing in a ladder and Kaz scaling at the same time. They're both going to grab it, and Kaz ended up grabbing it. But it was a pretty good Ultimate X match. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst, but it was pretty good for what it was. Moving on next, we had the fifth match for the TNA Tag Titles, Champions Beer Money versus Ink.
It was a good tag match. A lot of back and forth, very high pace, quick moving match. They had a lot of close pinfalls. Beer Money ended up winning, and then Ink had Beer Money was shaking the hands of Ink, good the honor, not the code of honor. They were giving each other the props of a good match, and then Shane and Moore took a drink of a beer and spit in their face and walked out. So I think Ink's about to break.
Yeah, what was it? What was Shane Moore saying? Gotta harden up, Jesse.
Gotta hard up.
Gotta hard up.
Hopefully it's gonna be a heel turn for Ink.
Maybe. Yeah.
My question is, where are most of the Michigan?
Yeah, I mean,
Alex Shelley's hurt, so that may be.
But Ink really impressed, and I think that it was pretty good to see them, and that was actually a really good match.
Jess Neal looks a lot better.
Yeah,
they're getting there.
Good.
Yeah. Sixth match we had up here was the phenomenal AJ Styles versus Matt Hardy.
This actually was pretty good. Probably the best match on the show. AJ. I feel like AJ has been trying to get work matches. more of his style. No, he's over the the last couple months he hasn't really had that. Been able to really do that. He's been the heel and been playing all these heel tactics. Now he's facing the heel and he has to go against him. I think him and Matt Hardy had a good matchup, but I think Matt Hardy can't keep up with AJ. I think it's kind of like he's just a bit back fallen. You just a step behind him. And there's a couple spots where I thought if they would have could have got the spot and then a classic AJ spot, the match would have been a lot better. But Flair got involved, did the grapefruit claw, and just AJ got the win. He hit the spiral tap, which was great to see. We hadn't seen it in a long time. It was very, very awesome to see. And after the match, AJ actually seemed like he was really pissed and went and low-blowed Ric Flair. So I mean, pretty good match. Like I said, probably the best match on the show. A couple little spots, but overall, pretty good match.
The seventh match was the #1 contenders match for the TNA World Title winner going on and facing the TNA World Champion. We had Mr. Anderson versus Rob Van Dam.
We had Mr. Anderson, our asshole, as he likes to say.
Was it 7 times?
Yeah, 7 times in a promo and in the start of the match.
It's getting old.
Yeah, real old. It started out, a really good match. I thought it could have been the match of the night, the way it started, back and forth. A little bit high flying. RVD was being everything RVD does. All the high flying, all the, extra moves he does. A little flip here, flip there. Anderson was staying right with him, back and forth. It gets toward the end of it. They both are kind of brawling on the outside. Anderson, hits the mic check on the stairs. Referee starts counting. He gets the 9, and Anderson couldn't quite get back in the ring. And then with a double count out.
And that's it. There's nothing else. They just went back to the
#1 contender match ends in a double count out. They don't announce anything what's going to happen in the title match at Lockdown. So we're all just like, now what?
And if that wasn't a sign of things to come for the main event match, which ended up being the TNA World Title, I don't even know how I could say this is a match. The TNA World Title match, which was champion Sting versus Jeff Hardy. We had, Sting come out. We had Jeff Hardy come out. We had
Jeff Hardy
just really, really, really looked awkward. I don't know if he was on something, which, that's shocking for Jeff Hardy to be on something. Just kind of running around the match, not really doing much.
Weird.
Yeah.
As I said in the previews, Jeff Hardy was going to be high. When you stumble out and you stand in the ring,
he's just delaying and end up bringing out Bischoff and, kind of going over and saying something to Hardy, which we're like, what did he say? What did he do?
Yeah, he had the mic, but then he whispered something.
Yeah, he was like whispering something to Hardy, and we were all kind of skeptical. It was like, is there something going on here? What's going on? Hardy looks really, really weird.
Drunk or high.
Something.
It was bad.
And we get into the match, and it is literally, they're running around.
It's a no DQ match.
Made it a no DQ match. Yeah, because that was needed.
Yeah.
And they throw him in the corner, hits a Scorpion Death Drop, 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
1 minute.
Well, here's what we started thinking, okay? The match was like this. He came out, you saw Jeff Hardy. When I first saw him come out, I was like, he did his little run around, how he does. And I was just, he looked weird, it just didn't look, it looked like he was high. He did really look like he was high. And, it seems like TNA noticed.
Yeah.
And at the last minute, Bischoff comes out and makes the match a no DQ just to say, Hardy, listen, we know you're messed up. This is how we're going to do this match. We're going to end it. He's gonna hit the Scorpion Death Drop and you're gonna be done. Yeah. And you could tell that they were either trying to kill time or Jeff Hardy was really high and he was just pissed off because literally for almost a full minute he walked around the ring and was like gonna throw a shirt to somebody and he didn't.
And I made the comment literally right when Jeff Hardy and Sting walked out. We were kind of talking about how and it was so obvious with this whole world title situation and how TNA's been the last couple of months. I made a comment about how we were gonna have a WCW Bash at the Beach moment with back in the day when it was, Jarrett and they were going to hand it off with Russo and Hogan, and it was just the whole, the realization that company is just done. And, there was the backstage stuff that was going on, the politics, all this kind of crap, and it was just, it just got that feeling when I got in that match, I'm like, that literally just happened right in front of my face, and it was just something that,
well, plus when Hardy goes to the lockup with Sting to go like this, he's like...
He looks like he's going to fall down.
Yeah, he
can't do anything. He could not do anything, and they knew that. And they had to move on and do whatever they had to do to get out of it. And it's just pitiful. I mean, Sting was there. He showed up. He wanted to have a match. How, TNA, do you not give a main event match to the people that pay for your pay-per-views?
And then your second match for the mandatory main event is a double countout.
Yeah, you don't have any conclusion. You have nothing there. We have a TNA World Championship, won a match in 1 second because the guy looked like he was high, and your #1 contenders match in a double countout.
Put AJ and Matt Hardy as your main event.
What do we have to look forward to?
For 16 years now, I've been a Sting fan. Sting shows up for matches. He gives his all. He could do nothing here. A lot of people have dished Sting. He shouldn't be champion. Blah blah blah. But yet Jeff Hardy.
There's
was
so many
champion.
people back-
Jeff Hardy should have never been champion.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean,
There's
it's
so
just-
many
it's
people
so bad.
backstage you could have thrown out there to fill a main
Kurt
event
Angle
match.
wasn't on this card. Jeff
I mean,
Jarrett
look
wasn't
at-
on this card.
if you wanna
Samoa
do-
Joe, D'Angelo De Niro.
Yeah, if you want to do the triple threat idea, if that's what they're going to move on to do, if they have a triple threat at Lockdown or whatever with
Just doesn't start
Anderson,
out
RB, just do a triple threat then. If you're going to add the gimmick with the Lockdown with the cage match, just do it now. Give a main event match. You don't. That was not a main event match. It was a match.
TNA, your 2011 is awful. It is bad. Like Lockdown, you better show up. You better-
TNA, this is me. You pissed me off. You straight pissed me off. You pushed me over the limit. You really just shit on this pay-per-view. This upcoming up to this point right
was
now.
doing good.
The last two
Doing
matches.
good.
I can double count up. Okay, you're gonna do a triple threat. We kind of predicted that. That last match was complete crap. Where's fucking Samoa Joe? Where's Amazing Red?
The people
Where's
gotta work.
Where's Nigel McGuinness?
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. Where's anybody that knows how to wrestle? Don't give me this shit of Jeff Hardy stoned out of his fucking mind.
And
Give
he
him a
did-
drug test before he walks down the ramp. That's horse shit. I'm not gonna watch any more of your pay-per-views. I'm gonna return all your fucking shit I have. That was complete shit. That was a nail in the coffin. I'm done.
Boom. If you want to throw something at
Agreed.
us, if you have somebody like a Jeff Hardy, what did you do when you went back when you gave the title to Anderson? You knew there was problems legally. You knew there was problems with him, so you dropped the title to Anderson. So what do you do here? You realize there's a problem there, and what are you going to do? Are you going to give him another chance?
No, here's my
Are you really
thing.
going to do that?
Here's my thing with this, okay? Listen, okay, if this was actually how this was supposed to be booked, this is horrible booking.
This has Vince Russo
This is
written all over it.
horrible.
Classic Vince Russo. There we go.
Yes,
There's a
this is
problem.
absolutely horrible if this is really how they booked this. But I really do not think this is how it is.
No.
You give us a 1 minute main event?
Well, yeah, but
Are you kidding?
when
Like-
Bischoff came out, right before Bischoff came out, if anybody looked at this, Borash was standing there talking. He's on one knee talking to somebody.
Yeah, something's going down.
So somebody
Yeah.
either noticed Jeff Hardy was high or came out and told him.
You had to know
Then
there was
Bischoff
something
comes
going on.
out,
Yeah.
and then they announced no DQ, and all this goes down. TNA has done a lot of low crap in the past. From 2002 to
Never
2009
never like this.
was TNA
Never.
was at its height.
Never.
This is the lowest point in the TNA history that I've been watching it. Period. Bar none. The
Some-
worst world title match ever.
Somehow we'll move on to this. We'll see what happens. If there's something on Impact, if there's something like that, moving on to Lockdown, what it'll be, they better deliver. That's all I got to say. Is, like Ryan said, they better deliver at Lockdown. They better get something situated and get something finalized that they know where they're heading. They know what they're doing.
Hey, TNA, one last thing. The next pay-per-view coming up is called WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They're bringing it. Stone Cold,
Get
The
it
Rock.
together. Get it together, people.
Yeah, it needs to
Uh,
do something.
That will now finally wrap up our 2011. I can't even talk right now. 2011 Victory Road review for my partners Quad, Robert, and Ryan. I'm your host, Jam Man. Thank you for watching another edition of the Instant Wrestling Report, your source for wrestling news, information, opinions, instantly.
Here goes TNA.
This is a battleground.